Really special guest today, Christina Medina, and she is a life coach, and she has some specialty areas in the life coaching that makes her very special and unique. And she specializes in helping people with some deep problems. I've been around Christina for well over a year now, almost a couple of years now, and I've watched Christina grow into this thing that she's doing, that she's helping people and the way she's helping people. And it's been an amazing journey because we've actually kind of in a change journey together. And so she's seen me grow as long as I've watched her growing. And so it's just amazing. And I thought that it would be a good opportunity to bring Christina on our show, and she can tell everybody what she does. So I'll let you sum it all up.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you for having me here. It's really a pleasure. And so what I am really focused on right now is moving people from burnout, overwhelm, and honoring healthy boundaries. And we dive deep into their belief systems, because I know from my own experience that our stories, our traumas, everything that from childhood on has these moments, right? And these moments become messages, and these messages become beliefs. And then these beliefs shape our behaviors. And that can look like perfectionism, procrastination, people pleasing, and everything that ends up being overwhelmed, chronic stress, chronic illness, all of that. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from on my end.
And was it the way you came to doing this and the feel to reach out and help other people was because of your own experiences in life?
Absolutely. And more specifically, I've had this nudge to help people as early as in my 20s. I just kept misunderstanding the assignment and went different realms. I would have side hustles and MLMs and all these things, but nothing really ever panned out. And what ended up happening was I had my very first full-blown panic attack in November of 2018. Where I ended up going to the emergency room. I thought I was having a heart attack. And it kicked my butt for an entire week. I was laying in bed and couldn't do anything. I had no energy. My skin was gray. I couldn't recognize myself in the mirror. And of course, even then, did I listen? Did I take those action steps? No. So the universe hits me again, and I kept doing that for a while. I ended up with shingles in February of 2022. I ended up having surgery on my hip. And the day before my surgery, I remember laying in bed just crying because I was so emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually just spent. And I remember telling my husband I didn't want to fight anymore, I didn't want to live anymore. I was done. And that really broke me because when you get to that place of that exhaustion of everything, this was 16 months of me limping, going to work, going to all these doctor's appointments to get these, get the diagnosis of why you need surgery in the first place. And then I was dealing with the worst PTSD symptoms I've ever experienced in my life. I was not sleeping or anything like that. And after that, I was like, all right, I need to be a coach. I need to help people in this way. And so I've just kind of been on this trajectory ever since. Now, granted, with the burnout, I was working full time. I do still have a billing business on the side. And then I was learning about coaching. and things. Oh, and I was also teaching Better Bones and Balance class. So I was working anywhere from 14 to 18-hour days. And I ended up with shingles because of all the stress that I was like carrying and not resting and not taking care of myself. So that ended up being another thing. And then I finally quit my full-time job in 2024. And like a month after, I was in a car wreck. And I was still trying to push myself, like work as much as I could. But I think that that also did a disservice to me because I had a lot of like brain injury, whiplash, and concussion stuff. So I think it like postponed my healing in that. And so I ended up finally saying, I've got to take care of me, and this is what I need to do. And so I'm only working part-time right now. I'm still like just trying to get in there, but yeah, that's kind of been in a nutshell.
You kind of
that's
downplayed the car accident a little bit
I
because it
did.
was a severe car accident that she was in. And I know I've been, almost from beginning around you on that journey because you
Yeah.
couldn't move your arm at all. And I remember being, I'd see you and I'd be really excited. I want to hug you. And I'm like, oh, I can't hug her because something might hurt her,
Yeah.
and it was painful. And I saw it the way you were out there and the way you were present. I knew that you were in pain a lot and stuff like that. Do you think that your journey from the past, when you went through your panic attack and everything, and the things that you did to pull yourself out of that, do you think those things and the changes that you made in your life as your journey to becoming a health coach or life coach, do you think that helps you recover from the accident too? Was
I
that part of your journey?
I do, yeah, because I started really diving into my self-care and like in the mornings. So when I was working all those hours, like I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I would be signed on to work no later than 4:15 in the morning, and I would work until like 8:30 at night. Many times I would eat at my desk, like constantly. I mean, that was just the thing. Um, but once I started to like really dive into the self-care piece and start meditating and journaling, I was introduced to Crystal, your wife, as my intuitive healer, and gosh, I'm so thankful for her. But she's helped me through a lot with my healing as well, because it's not just physical, it's emotional, and a lot of things just in the basket there, and unraveling some of the things, and some of the things that we've uncovered is things that I forgot about. Like one time I was in a Reiki session and I had this like vision that I was drowning, and I didn't know if it was like because I actually had a near-death drowning when I was a kid, or if it was because I had so much on my plate that I was literally like drowning myself, and I couldn't really figure that out. But it's kind of interesting because when I talk about like when I had a near-death drowning, like to me, yes, it was traumatic, but to me, it was like a little T, but to somebody else, that would be a big T. And the reason why I think of it as a little T is because it was an accident. It wasn't anything that somebody purposely was hurting me, right? And I've had those experiences. And so, like, comparing them, which is also something like I want to talk about. It's like you don't want to compare your trauma stories to somebody else's, but I think it's also important to not really compare them to your own, like if you've had multiple traumas like that, because I think it adds layers, right? And that's where our belief systems come in, and they'll make us or break us.
Well, I think anytime being a coach, it's like, clearly the things that you've experienced and gone through have similarities and things like that. But if you're always looking for those similarities in who you're dealing with and their healing journey and things like that, it usually is never parallel, because it affects people differently at different times for different reasons and stuff. So I imagine as a coach, you have got to separate those,
Oh, yeah.
even though you have similarities or you have an awareness for it and things like that, to help them through in their own journey, their own way. You really can't say, oh, and well, but me,
Right.
because I think a lot of people really, you find people do that. You're like, oh yeah, I was in an accident. They go, oh, I know I was in an accident too, and I did this, and it's
Yeah.
like, are you asking me about my accident or your accident?
Right.
And so I know that being a coach, it's really important to separate yourself
Oh,
from,
absolutely.
your own personal stuff, even though it does have an impact at how you dealt with it. And so when you go down the rabbit hole, because as you're telling me kind of your foundation there, I just envision this guy like Daffy Duck used to go down, I fit it out, whack, and hit a tree, and then I fit it out, whack, and hit a tree.
That's how
And it
that's
just
how
seems
I
like
felt.
it's like an endless forest of just, you're
Yes.
constantly like, no, I can do this. You grab the rope and you go whack into another tree. And so how far down you can actually go before you get to the bottom, and I think sometimes that can seem endless. As you referenced, it's like, I can't do this anymore. Because you, at that moment, I'm sure, did not imagine that there was an end to it.
Reflecting back, it's like, oh, I should have listened to that nudge, because what I find is if you don't learn the lesson that you're supposed to, that you're learning, or whatever it is that comes from whatever experience, you're going to probably deal with that experience maybe in a different way. But it's like the universe will whisper, hey, you got to do something here. And if you don't listen, they're going to be like, knock, knock. And then next thing, bang, bang, bang. I mean, I just got hit in the brick, like, wake up, wake up.
So let's talk about burnout a little bit.
Yeah,
A lot of people suffer from that and they don't realize it.
they don't.
And I know I suffer from it sometimes. Burnout and overwhelm is another big part of burnout. Overwhelmed and then burnout. So let's talk about that. How do you help people with that? What's your secret sauce a little bit?
Obviously, it's really tailored to that particular person. But one of the biggest things is I'll ask about your self-care. I'll ask about what do you do for fun, to bring joy into your life, and, their priorities as far as their health. And that's physical health, mental health, like social health, like all of it. And, then we can kind of co-create together and put together like something that feels good to them.
A strategic plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because I think that that's really important. And then also one of the things that I have used is the tools of human design, which is your energetic blueprint, really, and how you are born, or how you're designed to operate in the world today.
I love that.
And so it's really been a game changer for me.
Yeah. So today was a good day because we got to know Mike a little bit earlier on our podcast, and so I thought today would be a really good day to introduce the world through Christina of human design on Mike.
Yeah.
And so
Hopefully mine involves a nap.
So briefly, I did a mini reading on you. So your core chart shows that you are an emotional generator. So what this means is your strategy. So you wait to respond until your emotional wave calms. So what that means is our emotions can get really high, right? And that can feel like excitement, and it could feel alignment, like you're aligned,
Passion.
all that stuff, right? And then you can go low, and that can feel like heavy or, constriction, right? When you're in the high or the low, that's not when you are designed to make decisions. It's when you are neutral and calm.
That must be a fine line. That must be like a really fine line.
Very
right?
fine.
Wait, and it, oh, no, I missed it. Oh,
Yeah.
I missed it. Oh, and I missed it. You know, I can just see that right
Yeah.
now. Just, yeah, because That would explain some stuff right there. Go ahead.
See, isn't that amazing? Yeah, you can see it.
I'm telling you, this has been great.
Yeah, it's good. So when you're aligned, you feel satisfied, you feel energized. Decisions feel grounded and not rushed. When you are misaligned, you can feel frustrated. You commit too fast, and you push instead of respond. There's a couple other things in here too. You also have a 6'3" profile. So
Not 6'3", just so you know.
He's all tall. He's all trying to get tall.
Yeah, pumping yourself up for this. I love it.
I need to adjust my chair all of a sudden. This is saying,
I'm a 6'2" profile, and I am not 6'2", so. Anyways, so the line 6 is a role model. And what this means is the years 0 to 30, you're like, what the F was that decade? Right? Like, so experimental, so you learn a lot of lessons.
We talked about the 80s today.
Well, the big difference between being wild and reckless. Reckless gets you in jail and does some other bad things. Wild just means you're free-spirited and all that stuff. So I had to learn that lesson between those years you're talking about.
Yeah, your design aligns with that, it tracks with it. Years 30 to 50, you kind of pull back and you observe. You're kind of like on that roof looking down and seeing the big picture, right? And 50 plus, it's where you are now. Sorry.
No, it's
sorry,
okay.
not sorry. But you have become that embodied wisdom that people look up to you for.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
So,
See?
and I don't know you, so I'm just telling you that this is a thing. Your line 3 is the experimenter. And so you gain wisdom by trying, by failing, by refining, falling. Oh, sorry, that was falling, not failing. Falling, rebuilding. And then this also gives you resilience, adaptability, authenticity, and clarity born from real life.
Huh.
Interesting.
So far, so good.
All right.
Yeah, told you it's pretty amazing.
Well, no, it's just it's been an interesting journey. That's for sure.
So your solar plexus, which is your inner authority, that's your emotional generator. Like that's where the emotional comes from for the generator. And your true yes feels grounded, calm, certain, and spacious. A false yes feels like pressure, tight, emotionally charged, and rushed. Mm-hmm. So if you're feeling those things, take a step back. Your incarnation cross, you have a left angle cross of Endeavor 2, which your life purpose is tied to devotion, commitment, long-term transformation, and staying with something long enough for it to evolve. You're not here for quick wins or quick exits. So there's also more in that.
Describes you, buddy.
I'm a glutton for punishment. That's really what that says. You could just put a little asterisk down there and says, willing to endure no matter what.
Burnout.
And then I pulled a couple of your gene keys, which your life's work, your gift is wisdom. And if I remember correctly, the shadow of that is inadequacy. And the reason why I'm pretty sure that is correct because that's my purpose sphere, and that's your life's work sphere, so it's kind of opposite of what I am. Your evolution is the gift is authority, and your growth comes from stepping into healthy authority and not control, but courage. There's a couple more things in here. When I pull people's charts, I ask for my own intuition. Like, okay, what do they need to hear? What do they need to see? So I don't actually usually pull the sleep chart unless I'm actually coaching someone and they're saying that they're having sleep, problems sleeping. But it came up for you yesterday, and you have the reflector sleep type. So at night, your system becomes incredibly open and sensitive. And so what it's telling me is sleep alone whenever it's possible. I don't know if you're married or not, but that's what it says. Keep your sleep environment clean and calm, and give yourself time to decompress before bed. So that's like not letting other people's energies cross yours.
How does snoring work into that?
I don't know.
That's a lot of energy.
That's a lot
Because
of
yes,
energy.
I'm married, and she can go to sleep in 30 seconds, like that. And I'm so jealous of that. It's not even funny. It takes me a while to get to sleep, so I lay there and decompress and do all that stuff.
Okay.
It's like it takes me sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours, depending on all the chaos that's going around me. But it's funny because she can just be out. I mean, she used to take a 15-minute break and fall asleep and wake up twice during that 15-minute nap.
Oh, interesting.
And she could just go right back to sleep. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Good for
How is
her.
that possible? So
Right.
when you say I sleep alone, I
wish
kind
I
of
could
do.
do that.
I don't sleep alone for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'm on an island listening to someone to, fall asleep. But no, it's interesting, though. That is interesting.
Yeah. So,
And
anyways,
you get that all, I mean, because I gave you all my, how I came into this world information.
yeah.
Date,
So
time,
your
and
birth
everything.
date, your
Yeah.
birth time. It's like a branch off of like astrology and numerology. So it's like in that kind of like realm. But
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very
And
cool.
if you don't believe in it, it is a real thing.
It's a real thing. Yes.
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
No.
It's pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah. Now
Oh, there's
I'm
more.
gonna confuse you probably a little bit more, because it confused me when I learned about the solar return. So instead of being an emotional generator this year, from your birthday this year, which was just last month, you temporarily shift into a pure energy generator with a split definition. And so what does that mean?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm on edge right now thinking,
What?
okay.
And you might have felt this shift a little bit, but this brings more collaboration, more external activation, new opportunities, a desire to refine your commitments, and greater awareness of your energy boundaries. The incarnation cross is the same for this year. And main guidance for this year is slow your decisions even more. Respond, don't initiate, let emotional clarity lead. So in summary, Mike,
Oh, yeah.
your design reveals someone who is deeply resilient, built for mastery, wise through lived experience, steady, grounded, and influential, here to build and evolve over time, and designed to lead through presence and authenticity.
To describe you?
Damn straight.
Bam!
No, I think what's really interesting, though, is there's so many factors that go into that evolution of different things. Because, how I got here is this very weird path as far as it goes. A lot of chaos, but it's all organized chaos, which is kind of strange to say. But it really has been kind of I could write a book just because I've been able to be a part of so many things, and not about me, but it's like I get introduced to this person and then that person, and I've been involved in all these different things where I feel like my journey has been driven by somebody else in a way. My passion and my enthusiasm and my energy and all that stuff. People, a lot of times, it's almost like a magnet being pulled different ways, like people like your energy and all that, so they want to attract them to whatever they're doing. And so I've been able to do and be involved in so many things that I was not the primary person, but it gave me that experience, which is kind of interesting.
That's awesome.
Like I have a friend that brews beer, so the next thing you know, I'm learning how to brew beer. I have a friend that does mechanics, and so now I'm like sitting here like learning how to rebuild a Mustang right now currently, which I had no. So I just kind of ebb and flow through a lot of other people's strengths, and so it's kind of interesting how that kind of has played into the evolution of all of my knowledge across the board for so many different things, which is kind of interesting because my wife now is a hobbyist in a lot of ways, and she's always been very focused and has that balance, where for me, I have no hobbies. I live vicariously through everybody else's adventures in a lot of ways, and I just get to ride shotgun for that adventure, which is really cool because I've been able to be involved in so much stuff.
Yeah.
But usually it's just kind of as a, I'm just happening like, oh, well, Mike's here again, kind of thing. And it's really funny because, I mean, if you go through like my profile, you'll see me involved in all these things like, Mike, you are everywhere. I'm like, no, I'm just fortunate that I have all these people that have these interests that are very, really fun to be a part of. And so I feel really blessed that I get to be a part of so many things. There's that, what was that dude on Dos Equis, where he was like, the most interesting man in the world.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
goes, I don't always drink beer, but
Oh,
when I
yes,
do drink
yes,
beer,
uh-huh.
it's Dos Equis. When I was younger, I'm like, dude, I want to be that guy. I would love to do everything, And in a weird way, it's almost like, what do they call that when you put it out there? There's a word for it, manifested kind of thing, that I've been able to be involved. Because, I mean, I'm going to meet, like, Arthur, him and I, as we've gotten to know each other, he has got interests and stuff like that it's like, oh, man, that'd be really cool to be able to do those types of things. And so...
Mike cold plunged. Crystal cold plunged us. We had a challenge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ashley even went and cold plunged too.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not going to jump out of an airplane and do parachuting
Well,
or anything.
My boundaries are very simple. One, hot air ballooning. Can't do it.
Okay.
I hear it's amazing. My business partner did hot air ballooning through Turkey and all of that. And so he has amazing pictures. I'm like, oh, that would be amazing. Not happening. That and bungee jumping are my two big ones.
Yeah.
And
No.
there's one more, but it's hang gliding. And it's Charles's favorite thing. He wants to do it. It's like his life thing. So I have a feeling I'm going to be hang gliding with him just because,
Yeah, that's awesome.
kind of have to.
Well, and you talk about all these, like riding shotgun with all these, like, things that you get to learn, right?
Yeah.
So part of your generator energy is that you have, like, an unlimited, untapped amount of energy, like, as long as you do things that light you up rather than drain you. So that's the biggest piece. And like a lot of people can't do that. Can't learn all these things and do all these things, right? So, but that's part of your generator energy.
Well, that's much nicer to say it that way than clingy.
Oh, I like that.
Hey, you're going to summarize, and you're a clingy person,
No,
One
no,
word
not at
description.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I'm sorry. By the way,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that. You know that, right?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that was that clingy guy.
As long as it doesn't come out in a session or something.
Right.
I'm sorry, but you're just clingy.
You're just so clingy.
You're a clingy person. You need to change that.
I mean, if generators are, then I'm a clingy person because I'm a generator. So.
That is really interesting, though, how you can, you map all those things out. And how is that created?
So I have a program that I put in your information, and then I pull all of the charts that, like I said, I ask my guides, my intuition, what do they need to see, what do they need to know. There are apps out there that you can get some information from, but not as detailed.
Well, that's like that plug they stick in your car and go, hey, this area of your engine is not good.
Exactly.
But that doesn't really solve any problems. It doesn't really dive into that. Yeah.
You have to know
Can
how.
I ask, because I was thinking the same thing, what sets you aside from those other apps?
So it is the like the solar returns, the sleep that I can pull, the gene keys. So I mean, there could be apps out there that you can pull some of that stuff, but you probably have to pay for it
And separately
do it. And so, like with me, I just
all in one.
You also, this is something that you studied and you've put your life into, and so that you're able to interpret what that is coming out of your
Absolutely.
software, and you're able to go, this is what this means, because it's just like tarot cards. If you look at the picture on the what is that four-headed Kingsman with 20 swords sticking out of his horse's
Yeah, that can't be good.
mouth or whatever,
or the death card,
or the death card.
but
What does that really mean? And so that's part of your intuition that you've brought that forward, and that you've developed that, and that's what separates you. What is your perfect clientele? What's your avatar? Who is that?
Oh boy, this is the question of the day. Every day, I feel like. Originally, I was thinking women, but I'm finding that men need help too. And because I'm so multifaceted and with all of my experiences, like I haven't been able to pinpoint what experience I really want to focus on. So I really haven't narrowed that down yet.
No, that's good because as you've been growing, you've been growing and you've been learning, and it's coming to you, and that I think that's going to change. It's like when I started doing business coaching, I was going in one direction. This is really what my main focus was going to be on, and then as the time went on, I kept seeing a different problem or a different situation, and I'm pulled to help. I'm like you, I'm pulled to help, and I want to fix. I'm kind of a fixer, and so that's what I see in you is you're developing. You've taken your real life scenarios, you've dived deep, you've fixed yourself, you've healed yourself, and I don't think anybody's ever truly healed.
Oh no.
But it's a work in progress all the
Always.
time, and you've taken that expertise that you've learned along the way, and you're bringing it out to help other people, and that I just admire that.
Well, thank
Anybody that can do that, and that's huge. And to watch your growth, because I remember being in a mastermind class when we had to get up and speak for the first time.
Oh gosh, yes.
And I remember my voice was cracking. I remember your voice was cracking, and it was being filmed. And the person I was putting it on, Carmen, she's a public speaker, and she does it like it's no big deal. I remember her telling us how to hold the mic like this and do that, and
the 1 minute
Yeah.
like reminder or whatever.
yeah,
I
and
was
you're like, as soon as you see that, you freeze.
yes.
Okay, what I got to say, So, and I've watched you, and then we're in a group together that meets weekly too, and you, I don't know, a few weeks ago you were a presenter, flawless.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. So, and you had everybody's attention. Like everybody at first, like coaching is just kind of a hard thing. When you say coaching, everybody's like, oh, they just want my money. And what am I really going to get out of it? And so everybody, has that thought process. But when you started speaking and when you put your presentation on, you had everybody's attention. People weren't on their cell phones. They were listening to you. And I think that was great. So it's been a great journey to watch you grow into this amazing person.
It's funny you talk about the difference between like the men and the women and in the coaching thing. I always envision like a woman is more like clay and things like that, where they're easy to work with. You can mold them in different ways because they're more receptive to it, and they just by nature all that kind of stuff. Men are like bricks. You have to have a chisel and a hammer, and, and it's painful all the way through. But so it must be very different to work with those different kind of, I guess you could say, foundations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think people really have to be willing to receive.
Yeah,
It's not for
exactly.
everybody.
Exactly.
It's not for
It's
everybody.
not. They have to be open.
Yeah.
And they have to want the change, right?
I
Do
see
you
that.
want to grow? Do you want to heal? Do you want to transcend?
Yeah.
Yeah, but foundationally speaking, most guys are brought up to not be, to not do that, and so you have to really break through an awful lot of stuff just to get to that platform of what you're talking about, being able to be receptive to it, because guys are naturally, the way we're raised. And so I'm not trying to say, because you're a guy, this is the way it is. But, for my generation, it's just from our generation.
Why are you bringing me there?
You know what? I know what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. For me, I also was raised where I didn't show emotion. Like I couldn't. I would get in trouble if we showed emotion. And so it took me a long time. Like this year, I think is the most, as a matter of fact, November 2nd or whatever day was like waterfall city for an entire week. It was like the first time I've cried so much in my life that, you know what I mean? And like, I really opened up. And so like, I get what you're saying there because I've seen it and I've also felt it. Like,
Yeah, when my mom passed my wife, because I'm not a big counselor person,
Yeah.
and she said, you need to go see a counselor. So I go, I'll be open to it. And I went there, and I couldn't even breathe because I was so emotional for the hour that I was a complete, absolute wreck, because I'm a very soft, sensitive person. Sure. And, but yeah, I don't carry myself like that. People can see that, but, it's like, I'm like, hit me with a bat. Okay, we're good, And I couldn't even breathe. And at the end of the session, the psychiatrist, the lady, told me, said, well, if you're just going to sit here and cry like that, there's nothing I can do to help you. And I'm
No
like,
way.
and I walked out of the room, I'm
'Cause
like,
that's
and
the
this is
biggest-
why
Yeah.
right there, and this is a professional, kind of thing. And I'm like, wow. And so that was it. And because I had basically committed to 3 sessions, and so my wife had said, go back again and whatever. And I got there, and I was a completely different person. So I just did my whole, I know I need to do this. I've been doing this. I went down the checklist of all the things I know that I should be doing. I said, and I'm doing it like this. I'm doing it like this. She goes, well, good. You've got a really good handle on this whole thing. You should be fine. And that's the whole thing is you just get to that framework of like, no, I know how I need to be.
Yeah.
Framework wise,
Terrible.
You
and
had the
to
wrong
deal with this and
therapist.
deal with
Yeah,
that.
I think
And that's a lot of people will
most-
say that no, you need to go. And my wife is big on like, if that one didn't work for you,
Yeah.
do
Go
another
to
one.
another one.
Do
Yeah.
one that works for where you're at with what you can do, can handle that stuff. So
Absolutely.
I think that but getting past that is difficult sometimes because of
ab-
those experiences a lot of people have with counselors or coaches, and that's why when you say when you go, oh, by the way, I'm a life coach, people just kind of go, oh, how much am I going to have to pay you to tell me what you think about what I already know. And so I think it's difficult to find the right person to be able to crawl down that rabbit hole with.
Absolutely.
So what you do is, I think it's, well, one, it's very needed.
Oh, yeah.
And 2, it's nice that you have somebody that wants to take that a professional approach to do those types of things. Because I know that Arthur's journey is, we talk about business, and we talk about, all those types of things. And I think the other side of that too, though, is the emotional side,
Yeah.
the mental and all that. And so I think that's amazing you're doing that. And as you've gone down the rabbit hole and you're learning all of these things, and I'm sure that you're also continuing your own, like with Crystal, you made mention of Crystal and how amazing work she does. It's interesting how you're able to apply that, and now you're looking at saying, hey, I would like to help other people go down theirs as well. So it's interesting how you get to that point, because you started this just recently in a way as far as years go, but I like with business and success, it's how much you put into it,
Yeah.
and your actual genuine passion to be successful what you do.
And that was something funny because I just talked to you yesterday about that. Crystal mentioned it to me, and it did make sense because everybody has such different personalities, and it would be really great to know what from their human design how they're supposed to be and where they're coming from. And so I thought that would be a really good add-in for business coaching, because I think that's huge. But I think I'm really impressed with the whole human design thing. So that's pretty cool. I still have to get my reading done. I know that I sort of was told what I was, just briefly, manifesting generator.
Possibly. Yeah. I can see that.
And so, but it is interesting being around different people that I know, and now that I know a lot about Mike. But what's cool about it is that you just really understand people more once you know that information.
Oh, yeah.
And like I don't even think I know, what did you say? You're a generator, right?
I'm a pure generator.
Pure generator. I know, like our friend Carmen is. I can't remember what she is, but she was one thing. Crystal told me what she was when we had this conversation a while back. Crystal has her thing, and it's funny because when I do things sometimes, Crystal knowing it, she goes, "Oh, that's why you're a manifesting generator," and that's exactly explains it. And I'm like, okay. Along with telling me, the other part of it is I was an only child too, so the only child thing comes out a lot. That explains why you're doing that.
Well,
So
we all
if
know I'm a
people
middle child.
want to reach out to you, how would they contact you?
So my Instagram right now is probably the best way, which is at christinamedina.coach. I do have a website, christinamedina.org, and then I do have a Facebook page as well, Boundaries Burnout Belief Systems. Yeah, I do have that.
Is there any last things that you want everybody to know
Wait,
about
don't you have rapid fire questions?
Oh, yes, we could do that.
We have to do that every single. I love that. It's like my favorite segment of the whole show.
I've been
"What?"
studying it. No, just kidding.
I know, it's
We
different
come up with
from
all. I mean,
every-
we can even wing it. We can even wing it.
I have to
Oh,
wing it because
jeez.
I don't have the paper.
All right. Can I?
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah, do you want to do it?
No.
Coffee or tea?
Water and then coffee.
Perfect. Pizza or steak?
Oh, steak.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Sorry, Mike.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That's it. We're done.
Let me
Cut.
explain.
Yeah. No. I'm kidding.
I don't have
Because I agree with you. I'm more of a steak than a pizza
I
guy.
don't have a gallbladder, and so when I eat more than one piece of pizza, it hurts.
And steak doesn't have any.
Not really. I mean, I don't eat like a big old thing of steak, but
Not the old 96er they had in
Yeah.
that movie, you know.
So, a mountain getaway or a beach
ooh,
stay?
I think that depends on my mood.
Like that.
Especially here in the Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jumping out of a plane or bungee jumping?
Neither.
Same.
What about zip lining?
I will zip line.
There we go.
Yes.
Travel by car or travel by airplane?
If I can travel by car.
Nice. I
As
like
crazy as that is.
Right?
Mexican food or Italian food?
Oh, Mexican all the way.
Nice.
Morning person or night person?
Morning. I like to sleep by 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I are like, what time is it? I was like, it's 8:30. I'm like, oh, like 9 o'clock is our over-under. Like, as soon as it's 9, I'm like, yes, we can go to sleep now.
We have a friend who calls us sometimes after 8 o'clock, and my husband will pick up the phone and he'll be like, what are you guys doing? He's like, well, we're sleeping. Oh my gosh, you guys are so old.
Yeah.
I'm right there too.
Yeah.
By 7:30, I'm like, I'm ready for bed. Favorite book?
Favorite book? I don't know about favorite. I have a lot.
What's a book that imprinted on you for life?
I think Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima.
Who's your hero in life?
My hero? Me.
You.
Me.
I love that. That's good. That's a great answer. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Grease all the way.
Grease. Oh, yeah.
I have a funny story.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, so June 30th, 1978, my mom was at the movie theater watching Grease.
Is this where your story starts? I mean, like your
And
like
her
when you
water
had me
broke.
go born, you know? I
yeah.
thought maybe that was your see.
Her water broke.
Oh.
And so they had to rush her to the hospital because I came out like really quick or whatever.
See, I was on board there.
And the movie theater let us go back with me to watch the movie for free the next week.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh,
that's
that's neat.
that's cool.
And Grease is like my favorite.
That is amazing. That ruined all my other questions.
No, I have one.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
Sweets is mine.
I'm going to have to say ice cream.
I love that. Thank you for coming, Christina. It was
you.
so amazing to have you on here.
Thank you so much.
I think sharing Mike's human design was very helpful for everybody that watches this to understand him a little bit better. And
To understand him.
Yeah.
Well, no, we appreciate you coming on, though. I mean, it's just, this is why I love to do this, though, is because I get to meet people that do different things. And just like with my design, I really enjoy, that part of it, learning from people and seeing kind of how they do and how their perspective is. Because for me, that's a lot. It's just how people see things, because that's when you go, I never looked at it that way.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I
Awesome.
appreciate it.